So what we're going to talk about today on Tuna Talk, why are you sore? What happens when you get sore? How long you should be sore? Why am I sore after I work out? And what can I do to help with the recovery process?
I'ma keep praising your name. I don't care what these people gon' do, what these people gon' say, what these people gon' bang. We out here making disciples. We in the world where we can't be the same. Okay. So I went for my hand on the Bible.
Easier. All right. Back at it, third episode of Tuna Talk. I'm actually really excited to be doing these because not only is it really fun for me, but I feel like I'm able to answer a lot of questions that a lot of people ask. So we're going to dive right into it. So we do tuna because it is a great source of protein. I like to eat tuna within like about an hour before I actually work out myself. So remember, tuna, if something's quick, something easy. But today I have a surprise. We're not going to do that crap. Today, my baby actually made me some tuna because I really don't like tuna. But like I said, it's good for you. And it doesn't matter if you like it or not. You do it because it's good for you, right? So she said I might like tuna if I did more with it and put more things in it. So this is what she made me. It's in a nice little glass Tupperware. There we go. So we're going to try it. I got some goldfish today. Now, it is 110% better than that packet. It is. I'm very curious what she put in here. I don't know what she put in here. Bless my tuna. Thank you, Lord. So what we're going to talk about today on Tuna Talk, why are you sore? What happens when you get sore? How long you should be sore? Why am I sore after I work out? And what can I do to help with the recovery process? But in other news, I have very sad things to say. Green Bay did lose to the freaking Browns at that, which was very annoying. So we are 2-1, but it's okay. We play the Cowboys this Sunday. But I forgot his name. Anyway, one of the Green Bay Packers, he said, I think we can go undefeated this year. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know about you guys, but you don't say it. You just don't say it. You just do it. You don't say that you're going to be undefeated. You just become undefeated. Don't jinx yourself. Let me get to this tuna real quick. The seasoning is definitely on point. Is there a tomato in there? Because this one actually is a lot better than the packet that I usually eat. It's still a can. I want to know the measurements that she put. So, next thing in other news. The Tank Davis and what's his name? Is it Logan or Jake Paul? That fight, I don't get it. So I'm no boxing expert, but I definitely have been tuning into boxing a little bit more. 2 reasons. A, it's on Netflix. Back in the day, it used to be pay-per-view, HBO, wasn't paying for it. So I'm looking at it and I'm looking at weight classes. Tank Davis is 5'5". Jake Paul is 6'1". All right. Tank Davis has 30 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw. Jake Paul has 12 wins, 2 losses. I think he got like 1 or 2 draws. I can't remember. Now, is this fight going to count as one of his wins or loses or draws if he wins? Because in my opinion, like I say, I don't know much about boxing, but if you're going to be a boxer and you want to be taken seriously, fight someone your own size. Why are you fighting old people like Mike Tyson? Why are you fighting him? And why are you fighting somebody who is literally at your chest? And so the rule of it is he has to be under 195. He can get under 195 in a weekend and bump back up to 215 because of how his metabolism is, his BMR. If you want to know more about BMR, go to my Tuna Talk episode 2. You can learn some more about that. But for me, even if he was, I'm going for Davis just because I don't like Jake Paul. I'm not a big fan of him because of the fights that he's doing. Like, why? I'm just getting into boxing and I don't take you serious. Not because you're a YouTuber, but because you're fighting people who are twice your age, or I don't know what the age difference was between Tyson and Jake. And you're fighting people that are under you in size. Like it's like a high schooler going to fight an elementary kid. It just doesn't make any sense. It's not a fair playing field and it doesn't make me take you seriously as a boxer. But Who am I, right? Who am I? Do I like tuna? No. But like I said, it's good for you, so I'm not gonna knock it. Why am I sore? And what can I do to help with recovery? So we're gonna take a trip to the whiteboard. Alrighty, so the main topic of the day is why are we sore? Why do we have soreness after we work out? And what can we do to help with recovery with it? So let's figure out why. First thing, have a little goldfish. First thing, this is our arm. This is going to be an imaginary arm. Excuse the drawing. I'm not an artiste. So when you're working out, this red part in the arm represents the muscle fibers. Your muscle is made up of millions of muscle fibers, just all through the body. So to grow muscle, just like with hair, with anything, to grow muscle, these muscle fibers have to tear and repair. So let's break it down. So let's say this is the arm, so we're doing bicep curls. So what's happening while we're doing the bicep curls? Our muscle fibers are tearing. So you're getting little tears throughout the arm, little tears. So the first thing that happens is we have tears. All right. After the tears, what happens then we have swelling that happens, which is inflammation. So swelling. So when the swelling happens over here on the outside of the muscle, boom, 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 right under the skin, we have pain receptors or nerves, if you will, that let our body know that, hey, we have tears in the body. So what needs to happen with those tears is they need to be repaired. So after all of that, after you work out, there's a process called protein synthesis that comes in and starts repairing these tears in the body. So I know that sounds scary, but it happens all the time. It's not to be confused with a tear where your muscle disconnects from your tendon, or you have an issue with your ligament. Like this is your muscle fibers are torn. So protein synthesis comes in and starts to repair those things. Now, that's why a lot of trainers go into making sure you eat protein, because if you don't have enough protein in your body isn't going to repair those muscle fibers correctly. Your body is going to slowly repair them. You're going to be sore longer. Because working out doesn't guarantee you're going to build muscles. Working out puts your body in a place where if you do eat correctly, then your muscles will grow. So that's why it's more than just working out. If you want to go back to episode 2, we talk a little bit about BMR and how that affects your fitness journey. But anywho, so right here, this is why we're sore. This is why we're sore, because our muscle fibers have torn and the swelling has sent messages to our nerves to start the protein synthesis, to start repairing those little tears. And then once the protein goes in, the muscle grows. And that's how we build muscle. You have DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness. And then you have AMS, which is just acute muscle soreness. Now, the difference between these two is one usually happens 12 to 48 hours after a workout. This one happens immediately. So the delayed onset muscle soreness is usually when you work out, you do a new exercise, and then the next day you hurt, or maybe not even the next day, 48 hours you hurt after that. AMS is going to usually happen during HIIT day exercises. So if you're working out and you ever get tired immediately while you're working out, that's acute muscle soreness. It'll go away with rehydration immediately. So delayed onset muscle soreness takes a little bit longer right there. Now, what can we do to recover from all of this? So let's wipe this off. All right, so we learned what delayed onset muscle soreness, we learned what acute muscle soreness is, and we learned why we get muscle soreness. So how can we recover mostly from delayed onset muscle soreness? Now, hey, you can take pain relievers. I'm not a big fan of it. Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen. You can definitely do that to help. That's going to more so just help the inflammation. That's not going to help the protein synthesis process as far as rebuilding the muscle. You can do a cold plunge. That's not gonna help the protein synthesis process, but it will help with recovery. That's why a lot of athletes, they do cold plunges in season so that they can go back to the game. Because at this point, it's just more about recovery. So the cold plunge is really good if you want to get recovered real fast. Maybe you're not so much concerned about muscle growth. Next thing, eating. Please eat your protein. Now, eating isn't going to help with the inflammation, but it is going to help those muscle fibers that are torn repair a lot faster. So making sure that you have good hydration, making sure that you have good nutrition after the fact of working out, because you know those fibers are going to tear and you know what your body's going to need for that protein. All right. Active resting. That is also going to help with, and active resting is like walking, doing stretches, doing things where your body is moving. Now that's going to help the protein synthesis move faster in the body. But it also goes back to, if you don't have protein in the body, it is still going to be a long process. And then time. Ultimately, time is going to help. Eventually, after usually 72 hours, the soreness is gone. Now, I do not suggest time or painkiller as a recovery outlet for delayed onset muscle soreness. My two things will be eating and active resting. Eat the food that you need. Keep your body working for you. Keep the blood flowing, because that's going to help at a cellular level. And honestly, out of everything, if I had to only pick one, it'd be eating. Making sure you get your nutrition right, because you can't outwork a bad diet. And that's always been the key with your fitness journey or your weight loss journey or your muscle gain journey, whichever one it is. You have to make sure that you have the right recovery tools in your toolbox to help you be successful. Alrighty. So that's Tuna Talk for today. We are definitely wrapping up episode 3. Pretty happy. Thank you, baby, for this great tuna. It was delicious. And y'all already know what time it is. It's time to go work out. Talk to you guys next week.
I'ma keep praising your name. I don't care what these people gon' do, what these people gon' say, what these people gon' bang. We out here making disciples. We in the world where we can't be the same. Okay. So I went for my hand on the Bible.